This session will be about parked cars and driveways. Exposed parked cars are a landscape feature of the neighborhood. When a neighborhood is full of luxury vehicles parked in front of estate homes, parked cars are of little concern. As incomes of the neighborhood lowers, parked cars become more of an issue. The lower the social strata of the neighborhood, the larger issue it becomes. Low-income development does not have to look low-income, utilizing advanced design and landscape efforts we addressed in earlier sessions. However, as soon as old and damaged cars are parked along the street, no matter what was spent on extra design and landscaping, the neighborhood takes on a downtrodden and cheap appearance. We can assume most households of lower income have more than one vehicle. We also assume that there is a garage or carport protecting one of those vehicles. The lower valued car or truck will be parked on the driveway or on the street, prominently displayed. This visual blemish will reflect on housing prices and how long a home sits for sale on the market. Typically, as the income of the development becomes less, density increases. Density increase reduces the setback from the garage to the street curb, increasing an already large problem. This is why it's critical that extra design effort is needed as the income level of the neighborhood becomes more affordable. We use three different methods addressing vehicle impact on the streetscape. The first and least expensive method is a cove streetscape, where the street takes on a park-like setting and the average distance between curb and garage face is much greater. On lower income neighborhoods, we recommend that the garage is inset from the face or front porch of the home. The second way we soften the effect is using bay homes, as discussed in Chapter 10 of Preferbia. Bay homes are single-family detached townhomes that have a common area in the front along porches and hides parking in the rear. Many, if not most of the homes, do not front the street, using private lane widths similar to that of a multifamily housing development. Staggering and wider lanes provides a rear entry that's less alley-like and more pleasant to arrive to the rear of the home. Most important, as incomes lower, the parked cars are in the rear, out of sight, and instead landscaping and architecture remain mostly uncluttered of parked cars. On higher density, we park below the units, very common in many Midwest multifamily. But as we work elsewhere in the nation, we see many of the regions have not caught on. For example, let's take two scenarios: a back-to-back townhome with garages along both sides of the building. The first level is consumed by parking, leaving little area for the kitchen and living room, and almost no view from within living spaces. The view out that small window is of paving and parked cars. There needs to be an enormous amount of paving to serve each unit, which must be at least 64 feet garage to garage door. Using the same footprint but parking below, the first level gains over 400 square feet of living space, and views to the surrounding landscape space increases, along with the increase of the standard of living. Paving plummets along with the blemish of parked cars. In areas where it's difficult to go far below the ground for soils, water table, or other cost reasons, a slight depression between 2 and 6 feet is still far better than excessively paved alternates. Density and green space increases are possible going below the building. As density increases, lot and home width decreases. The facade of the home is dominated by garage doors, typically the standard Home Depot bland door commonly used in the past 3 decades. We discussed before how architectural shaping minimizes the visual impact of Garage Grove, USA. But let's discuss the vast amount of pavement that surfaces the garage. Because coving increases driveway length on average, we needed to address solutions that minimize visual and economic impacts. There are approximately 79 million owner-occupied homes in the USA. Let's assume the average distance curb to garage face is 36 feet. If 1/3 of those homes have a 3-car garage with a 30-foot driveway width and 2/3 have a 2-car garage with a 20-foot driveway width, the total surface area of those driveways is estimated at 85 billion square feet. This is 3,050 square miles of driveway. In other words, the total surface area of driveways is 1.2 times the entire size of the state of Delaware, and almost all of those driveways need resurfacing once in a while. In northern states, snow removal is a problem. In all states, environmental and cost impacts are the problem. An impervious surface of the driveway on a firm base such as Class 5 is not impervious, and alternates are hideously expensive. The solution? Simply don't pave as much. For cove development, tapering long driveways is a must, and if done right, adds little extra space than a conventional development. For conventional developments, all driveways should use methods to minimize impacts. Older neighborhood driveways, often just paved where the cars track. It's also used in modern developments as shown here in watercolor Florida. This can be taken a step further where driveways become art as seen in these examples. The good news is that almost all existing driveways will need repavement, so why not reduce the paved area during that process? It'll create a better looking and more elegant streetscape at any income level, and all it takes is attention to detail other than paving a straight line the full width of the garage to the street. Imagine reducing the visual, environmental, and economic impacts of driveways over the next 20 years by 1,000 square miles. All of this is possible by thinking differently and adding a wee bit of design effort.